Hello PokeMoshPit, my name is Luke and today I have a video for you. Before we jump into the battle though, it's a new battle I had on Showdown. I just want you guys, if you're happy about PokeMoshPit being around again and you're going to be enjoying the poke videos, if you guys could just say a big thank you to everybody that's been working really hard to get it back on track, especially Xenon. I know he's been working his butt off, so yeah, if you guys could do that, it'd be fantastic. So this battle's actually backwards. It's from my opponent's perspective for whatever reason. I'm kind of new to Showdown and I don't really know why it's done that, but anyway, first turn I'm going to leave my Terrakion as he leaves with his Tyranitar. I hit it with a close combat, and as you can see, it's actually a Focus Sash variant. And yeah, he's going to set up his Stealth Rocks and he's going to want to save his Tyranitar for later. I just decided to stay in and go for the close combat because I'm either going to finish that off or I'm going to hit something as it comes in. So as it brings in his Vaporeon here, you can see that it's a more defensive variant due to it taking that close combat really well actually. And that is valuable information for me as well later on, since I do have Keldeo, which does hit on the physical side with the Secret Sword. So he's going to bring the Vaporeon like I said. Now I'm going to bring in my Rotom at this point. I really do just want to Volt Switch out on it at this point. I know that he has the Garchomp, but at the same time I know he's just going to continuously Wish Storm me, and he has a Thundurus. So what I'm actually going to do is predict him to switch out now that he's got his recovery, and I'm just going to hit him with a Hydro Pump, and I do end up catching the Thundurus as it comes in, which is really nice. So I'm going to bring that thing down really low. And now, again, I don't really have anything on my team that wants to deal with this because it hits everything fairly hard. So what I decided to do is go to the Tyranitar. I know Tyranitar can take pretty much whatever it wants to go for, and I do take that pretty damn well. Now again here, I do need to do some switching shenanigans, and I know he's low on HP, so my first thought is that he's not going to want to risk anything. He's going to want to try and get off a lot of damage. So for that reason, I switched to my Gliscor, predicting the fighting type move. And as you see, he does go for the Focus Blast, and my Gliscor does take it. Not too well, granted, but it takes it, you know, better than what my T-Tar would have taken it. So I guess it was a pretty pointful switch. So he's going to bring in his Jirachi at this point. I decided to stay in because I honestly didn't expect it to Ice Punch me. I know it does run it, but at the same time, to OHKO Gliscor at 60%, and to be carrying it in general is just quite unlikely. So I guess that was, yeah, fair play to him. So I'll bring in Keldeo now. Now I know he's obviously got the Vaporeon, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to go from a Water type stab. This is a Timid Nature Specs variant. So if I lock myself into a move, I'm pretty screwed. So I decided to go for a Secret Sword and catch a Vaporeon as it switches in. And here he makes a really questionable play. I don't really know why he decided to try and take me on and not recover, because this would have been really useful to him later on in the match. But I guess he decides to just waste it, and I would have switched out, but the thing is, if he'd have got but if he'd have got a rest off or something like that, you know, it would have been bad news for me. So I decided to just stay in here and just go for the Secret Sword, even though he does kind of stall me out a little bit. It's not really too big of an issue, because looking at his team, Secret Sword hits everything. Now Garchomp is, I know I definitely can't OHKO this thing, and I really want to switch out because I want to save my Keldeo for later on. It is going to be useful. So I decided to go to my Sizzle here as he decides to go for a Dragon Claw. I really was just scouting to see what kind of set it was, and I ended up staying in here, going for the U-turn, because I really expected it to want to set up, or maybe he would have switched, I don't know. But Fire Fang, it really is kind of uncommon on the Garchomp. I mean, some people will dispute that and say that it is common, but I hardly ever see it, and nobody that I was with at the time said that he was going to carry Ice Fang, so there you go, more for me I guess. Anyway, he ends up taking me out, so I'm going to be forced to go out into my Terrakion at this point. I just decided to go for the close combat because again, it does hit everything on his team. He's only got the Jirachi, the Scizor, and the Tyranitar left after the Garchomp, so really, I know he can bring in a Scizor. Now at this point, the Bullet Punch is so obvious it hurts, so I know he's going to want to predict me to make the switch and go for the U-turn, because it will hit my Rotom very hard and it will probably take out my T-Type. So for that reason, I decided to actually call this over a prediction and stay in with my Terrakion, which does allow me to get a free close combat off on anything. And that does happen to be his Jirachi, so that play really worked out for me. And I'm going to be able to bring his Jirachi down to around 39%. He's going to be able to U-turn out, and that is going to take me out, unfortunately, due to the defense drops. So I'm now going to be forced to go out into either my Tyranitar or my Rotom. And I think I could have played this better towards the end, to be honest, but I end up hitting him with a Hidden Power Fire just because it hits everything. He ends up hitting me with a Pursuit, and that damage may have actually made a difference in the long run. In fact, it probably did, as you guys will see. I end up taking him out here, and of course his last is Rachi bar Scizor, so he's going to send out his Rachi now. And he's just going to end up going for the U-turn just to get more damage off of me yet again. I don't really know why T-Tar was running Pursuit anyway, it was Scarf, that was kind of silly. But whatever, I'm not going to question it. So he goes out into Scizor, which I kind of thought was a bit strange, but now I know why. It's pretty much just to get a switch out into his Jirachi, because this is an Iron Head variant, so you guys are going to see he's just going to end up hitting me with the Iron Head. And spoiler alert, I'm actually going to flinch to death, so had I not taken that Scarf Pursuit damage or the U-turn damage or anything like that, or perhaps if Sand hadn't have been up this match, obviously that's my fault, I might have been able to take one of those Iron Heads without flinching and getting off a hidden Power Fire, which would have most likely won me the game. So it is really unfortunate, and I do end up catching the last flinch here, but there you go. So that was a good game. You guys can see his name down there. Unfortunately, there's nothing to link because he has no YouTube channel, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And if you have, please don't forget to leave a rating for the PokeMoshPit, and don't forget to thank all of the people that have put in a lot of hard work to get it back together again. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon.